How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews back with a little bit of dueling mystery beers, mind you. 2 mystery beers courtesy of my boy, Steven, and that is, I have no idea what. They are little kind of Red Bull sized cans, so I assume, ask that of you and me, assume these are 6-point barrel-aged beers. So I figured, why not do them side by side, because that will be fun. Watch one be a Goza and one be a barrel-aged beer, because that fucking happens. Anyway, let's dive into them. I don't think they're that, only because got a little cheating going on this. And by cheating, I mean, I'm not trying to take a peek, by the way. I'm just trying to get this tape out of the way so it doesn't go all over the place. Is that this one over here is 7 months old. This one over here is a year and a half old. Ooh, I get spider webs. Anyway, year and a half old. So they're a bit older. So we'll see what's what. So that looks Doc. And that's Doc. So we'll see what's what. This one's over here is kind of wants to jump out. So let the games begin. Okay, 2 markedly different beers here. So this will be fun. So it's not the same beer, but it'll be fun nonetheless. So we'll see what's what. What do we have going on here? Stout. Barley wine. Yeah. And that's kind of how it looks. A little bit of stout going over here, a little bit of barley wine going on over there. Works for me. Let's dive into the dark one over here first, see what we got. Yeah, that's bourbon barrel aged. Imperial Stout. Bourbon barrel aged Imperial Stout? I say so. Yeah, I'm just going to jump right off it and go over this one because this has me intrigued. Dive into this one. I should go the other direction on these on a sip. I'm guessing barley wine. There's so much roasted characteristic, so much barrel over here. It kind of cancels out my nose over here, so there you go. I got it back. Yeah, it's got to be... I think this is a base barley wine. I don't think there's any barrel over here whatsoever. Over here, I'm thinking bourbon. I'm thinking big barrel-aged beer. I'm not quite sure what else is going on. I'm digging the nose over here. Much more expressive. Getting this one over here. This one's quite a bit more muted, but you're getting like caramel, kind of subtle sugar daddy cones over here. It's a big, huge roast. Big barrel char, icky, sticky kind of maltiness, and that bourbon barrel just jumps out at you. Let's start over here. Cheers. Yeah. That's a Core 4 barley wine. Am I wrong? I want to say it's a barley wine almost with caramel added. That's how big the caramel comes off on it. But it's almost 2 years old, so it could have developed. Is there a spirit involved over here? Is there wood involved over here? That's the big one. Because the way that vanilla comes off, it starts to kind of, as it washes off your tongue, gets very much more like coconuts. Is there coconut in here? I feel like there's wood, and I feel like there's coconut in here, and I'm not sure if the coconut's coming from the wood or if it's just added coconut. I believe it's a big beer, but it's not drinking hot at all. It's just like a melted down sugar daddy with a little bit of oak tannin and then coconut on top of that. So the way that vanilla, it could just be plain vanilla, but the way the vanilla coconut thing is coming off, I find it hard pressed to get that without an addition, whether it be wood or an additive like caramel or something like that. Right now, based off my taste, we'll revisit it after this one. I'm thinking it can't be a barrel-aged beer, though. Let me rephrase that. It can't be a spirit barrel. There's no heat to it. It's very soft. If it was, it's a very weak barrel. But there has to be some kind of wood involved, so maybe fresh oak. So a French oak barrel-aged barley wine. Let's go for that right now. Okay. Let's dive in this one. Cheers. Yeah. This is a bourbon barrel-aged stout. I don't think there's anything, I don't think there's coffee in this. Yeah, Core 4. Core 4. I'm going to go Core 4 for both of these. I'm going to be wrong probably. 13% Imperial Stout, bourbon barrel aged. 11.2% barley wine and non-spirit barrels. Fresh French oak. Bourbon. Barley wine. Stout. Okay. One more sip. It's going to be a fun cuvee too. Let's start over here first, because I drank that one first. And we'll see what's what. It'd be really cool and interesting to see if it's not 6 point, just because, you know, I assume it's that because of a can. Oh, shit. He double wrapped this. Double wrapped for your guys' and my guys' protection. Where's my knife? I remember to finally bring my knife back in, so we can just brute force our way through this. Oh, God. I'm going to puncture the can now. I don't think it's 6 point, actually. Yeah. Made in Rhode Island. Okay, fair enough. See, there's my assumptions. There's the asset of you and me that we had going for it. So that's kind of cool. I've never seen another brewery use these cans. So let's see what we got going on here. We have Kingstown Barrel Ale. Okay, aged in oak barrels. Oh, come on. Steven, this tape is just out of control, brother. Aged 1 year. Ugh. There we go. Okay, we have Kingstown Barrel Ale. This is ale aged 1 year, English style barrel aged barley wine. 10% alcohol by volume. What did I say? 10.2, so I was pretty close on there. And it is Kingstown Barrel Aged Ale is an English style barley wine. I know shit Sherlock on that one. I didn't say English, but you know it's English. American oak barrels were used aged a variety of our whiskeys that first aged a variety of our whiskeys. I did not get much whiskey off that. It was more neutral, fresh oak kind of barrels. This bold sipper is full of dark fruit flavors wrapped in notes of vanilla, caramel, and oak with this warming touch of whiskey. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure quite what the whiskey tastes like, but yeah. It's a really good beer. I like that. I quite enjoyed that. So I'm assuming maybe this is from the same brewery. Or it's going to be a 6 point beer. Or somebody else. How about that? Let's see if we can get this one off like a normal human being. So over here I said 13% Imperial Stout, bourbon barrel aged. Steven's a sadomasochist, I'm going to tell you that right now. Brother, there's an easier way to do this. I know you're doing this on purpose, though, just to fuck with me, so I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. This is probably good. Oh, Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels. Beans. Beansy. That's what I thought it was. I should have said it. I think I said it in my... Oddly enough, I think I said it in my... Oh, no, Master Blend. Okay, fair enough. I reviewed this. Oh, God. I reviewed this one gaga over it, and I didn't go gaga over this one. So that's kind of unique, because I reviewed this. Who gave me Master Blend? I forget who gave me Master Blend. Did he give me Master Blend? He gave me another one to see what I'd say about it. Yeah, Master Blend by 6 point. This is a 13%. Okay. Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels. Yeah, done. I mean, I nailed the style. I nailed the beers. You know, except for the whiskey over here, which that's not really a ton of whiskey in there. So I'm cool with everything I said about it. The weird thing is now I got to go back and watch this review. Because I remember going really gaga over this beer when I had it as a non-mystery beer. And it just lacks that kind of wow factor. It's delicious, don't get me wrong. And this is kind of like one of the times when doing these kind of things can actually kind of go wrong. These side-by-sides like this is because I'm so focused on going back and forth between the two beers that I fail to focus on each beer enough. Properly enough to give it a fair shake. So, in the grand scheme of things, this is an absolutely fucking well done example of an English barley wine. Aged in neutral casks, because you're telling me there's whiskey involved, but I don't believe you. Over here, this is a really nice, well done Imperial Stout and bourbon barrels, but when I remember doing that review on this previously, I got this more robust, more deeper, richer version of this beer. So maybe I'm just being a little bit biased. I don't know. So we got to do it. Do the magic cuvee. Because we're doing the side-by-sides. That's what happens. I'm going to tell you right now. That is going to be fucking amazing. I can see these both beers propping each other up into something absolutely fantastic. So yeah, let's dive in. Cheers. Yeah, I mean, both of these are really fun in their individuality, and I'd probably stick with both of them individually, or at least mix a little bit towards the end, because what it does is it brings the boldness and richness of this. It brings the sultry softness and creaminess and drinkability of this, melds them both together, and you still get that robust kind of big barrel age portion of the show here, but you add that little bit of subtlety, that little bit of roundness from this one. It ends up being a really fun beer, really dangerous beer now, because now it drinks nothing like its ABV. It drinks like lower version of that. But you still get the big roasty notes. You still get the barrel aging from over there. You get that nice kind of toffee caramel thing that you're getting over here. Really fun beer. So let's talk about these. Are these some of the better barrel-aged beers I've had as of late? I've already reviewed this. I said this is awesome. I would knock this down a peg based off of what I'm drinking right now. I don't know if it's just today, my palate, how I feel today, or it's a batch difference, or a can difference, or whatever. Still a fantastic beer. I just didn't go as gaga for it. This is a weird one for me, because this is breaking a couple rules that I really covet when it comes to barley wines, which is just this richness and this kind of opulence that is just the kind of tent pole for what a English barley wine should be. This one's a little bit more drinkable. Again, they call it whiskey barrels. I'm thinking this is more of a fresh oak experience, even though they had whiskey aging in these. And I really like the lighter kind of gentleness of it. Sometimes I'll get like an 8 or 9% kind of person get like a barley wine that's like only 8 or 9%, and I'm like, it's fun. It's like barley wine light. This is like barrel aged barley wine light. So you get that oak, you get that vanilla, you get that kind of coconut, and you get that it's a barley wine. It's no way, shape, or form not a barley wine, but it's not nearly as heavy-handed, not nearly as violent as most English barley wines can be, especially at a relatively young age. Sure, it's barreled. It's barreled for a year, which is probably the minimum amount of barreling any beer should see. I'm talking to you like 19,000 breweries that put shit in oak for 3 minutes. But it's kind of breaking those rules. I dig that it's this light and this subtle. Usually I'd be like, it's okay, but it's a little bit not as vibrant for my liking. This is the exception to the rule. And it's giving me that lightness, that gentleness, and ends up being a really tasty beer. So there you go. 2 little side-by-side mystery beers in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed them. I love doing them. Want me to keep doing them? You're more than welcome to send me some mystery beers. Matt@massivebeers.com or massivebeers@gmail.com. Send an email to either of those. It'll get to me. Let's see what else. Beer Massif. See it up there? If you want to see me doing the podcasting stuff, Massive Beers, just type that in. If you want to see me doing the old social media stuff, hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're doing a little side-by-side mystery beers yourself. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.